And we're live, baby. Best Ball Barbecue, day number 56, consecutive stream, consecutive draft. We're joined by a very special guest today. I'll bring him in a minute here. We're going to do a Best Ball Mania entry. I might stay on for two drafts. Neil does not have to stay on by any means, but if he wants to, he's more than welcome to. We'll have to figure that out when we get into the lobby, but we're going to do some drafts. It's going to be an awesome time, and all that comes up right after we hit the intro.
Everything can start in. Let's go around.
How we doing? Let's go full screen right here. How we doing? We are joined by Neil Orfield, Flannelverse. I said I was going to put on the flannel. I literally just forgot. Just saying that right now. I might have to do that midstream. But how are we doing, Neil?
I'm not wearing my flannel either, so you can't feel too bad when neither of us is wearing a flannel. I'm doing well. I had lunch with a buddy in St. Paul today. I don't know if you're familiar with Bay Street Burger Dive. Went there for lunch today. Doing a stream later. I actually John Jackson can no longer do it, so got to figure out what I'm doing tonight instead of that stream. But other than that, doing great. Having a great Tuesday or whatever the hell day it is.
Yeah, Tuesday. Hey, get Bindles on. He's always around. But you had him on yesterday, right? Yesterday during the day.
Yep, yesterday, and I Bindles did a stream. So yeah, we'll figure. I could always do a solo stream if I need to. I could just cancel the whole stream. I think I'll probably do something just so I don't have to redo all my thumbnails, because I number which Best Ball Mania drafts I'm doing. So I got to do 2 today to just keep the number, so I don't have to change the thumbnails.
And you're streaming 150, right? That's the plan.
That's the plan. I'm going to be the oldest person to ever stream 150 Best Ball Mania drafts in 1 year.
That's a great niche to be in. I love it. I love it. Well, let's stream one right now. This will be my 26. I probably won't be maxing. I just don't have the financial means to do it. So this will be number 27. I plan on ending around somewhere between 40 and 50. I usually only time I do Best Ball Mania is on Best Ball Mania Monday, which was yesterday, or if I have a guest on, then we do Best Ball Mania. So That's kind of my thing, where I only have ever drafted a Best Ball Mania off stream before, unless there's like the first couple ones when it first dropped. I wanted to maybe get some of that plus EV, early drafting in, but let's hop in right now. I usually do a countdown for the viewers because, there's that delay and everything. So I like to time it up so people can get in our draft. So I usually do 12 seconds. That's what we'll do. So we'll enter this contest in 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and we're in. We're not 10 anyway, though. This is great. Actually, this actually worked out better than if I would have done the other way, because now we're just in, and we're waiting on 8 people. So that's like, usually I get in and it's like waiting on 3, which is unfortunate. But Best Ball Mania, we usually don't get as many of the chat in. When we do like the puppies and stuff, though, like it's like 9 of the spots are like people who are in the chat. But
yeah, I watched a JJ Zachariason stream where he was like, he got in before telling anybody about it, because he was like, I don't want you guys drafting with me while I'm streaming. I want to be with a bunch of randos. So that's the give and take. Is I always try to get my viewers in there, but it's a different room when you get your viewers in there. You can't be quite as candid in the conversations. So there's pros and cons to having a lot of viewers in your stream with you.
100%. We got Lunbar in here saying MN, baby. You mentioned the St. Paul burger joint. I don't find myself in St. Paul all that much. The only one I've told the viewers that I live in a suburb of Minneapolis. That's all. I don't want to completely dox myself, so that's all they know. But yeah, I don't really find myself in St. Paul that much. I'm just really not on that side of the city. I just feel like I just never have a reason to go down there. So I usually am like,
you're missing out.
I feel like I am missing out.
Yeah. As a St. Paul man, I grew up in Minneapolis till I was 5. I lived in Burnsville until I was then 18, from like 5 to 18. Then I moved back here for law school. So I lived in Minneapolis for 6 years or so during and after law school. Now I've been in St. Paul for 7 or 8. So I've spent, about equal time in both cities. But St. Paul, it's definitely the sleepier of the Twin Cities. That is true. There's a slogan in St. Paul: keep St. Paul boring. So I understand why, as a young man, you might not feel yourself drawn to St. Paul all that often. But I've come here quite a bit over the past, now I live here, obviously. It's actually really cool. There's a lot of great spots in St. Paul, a lot of great restaurants. Yes, it is largely lacking in nightlife. I've heard of a few places that are open till 2 a.m. For the most part, things close down pretty early in St. Paul. But outside of nightlife, it has the Excel Center. You got the Wild here. You got the soccer stadium here. You got tons of great restaurants, great bars. It's really it is a great spot to live, I'd say.
Yeah, I know. I've been to a couple of the bars near like the St. Thomas area, which are technically in St. Paul too. So I've been to a couple of those. I'm a really I'm a big history nerd guy. I'm sure this is what all the viewers tuned into, just to hear me talk about, hear you talk break down Minneapolis and St. Paul. But hey, big history guy. Love the history museum out there. That's great. You got the science museum out there, which is obviously like every kid that grows up in Minnesota goes there for a field trip. Like that's just a thing. So yeah, St. Paul has like some really nice attractions. I'm not getting that. It's just, I think it's the more the nightlife where like I just don't really find myself there. We pull the 104 here. Let's see who we got from the chat. I know we have Alpha. We got Thad in here. We got Aaron Sandy. We got Troy. So this feels like a friends and family draft for sure. We had ample time to get in here. So
it's funny, I'm used to manning the draft. Like I'm usually the host. So I was looking for the other window so I could look at everybody in the draft. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have that. You're doing everything this time. It's great.
Yeah, this is great. I'm excited. I feel like I'm usually the one, on the sticks, controlling the plane, as the best ball bros like to use that analogy a lot. We use that. They call me PPR Sully on this stream. I don't know if you're aware, but
nice. Yeah.
We are a master at landing planes.
Hell yeah.
Maybe in the water, maybe on a runway. It's whatever. They get landed though. They get landed and everyone gets off safely.
That's right.
All right, 1-4 here. I like to everyone I always have on, I like to ask what receivers you're feeling here. I feel like everyone has a different ranking of these four. What would you rank these four guys?
I hate to say it as a Minnesota guy, but it would be CeeDee Lamb first for me, Jamar Chase second, probably Tyreek Hill, and then Justin Jefferson, just because of the rookie quarterback factor, just not really knowing what we have. Whereas I feel like all the other situations feel a little bit safer for me, and I'm really looking for a pretty safe floor in the first round. Now, you can obviously make the argument Jefferson was great with a lot of bad quarterbacks last year. You take your pick. I mean, we are the Minnesota boys. You sure should we do Jefferson because we're doing a Minnesota stream? Like,
I'm not a Vikings fan. I'm not a Vikings fan, and honestly, I kind of want to get Chase here because
let's get Chase.
I have 19% Jefferson, and I have 7% Chase. So I would like a little more Chase.
Let's do it. Let's do that.
And he's the guy you like more. So I feel like
I do draft. Yeah. I usually make Chase the pick there. I think Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. I think that they dealt with a lot of injuries last year, and I think that they're due for some positive regression. So yeah, I love the Chase Burrow stack this year.
There we go. Yeah. See, I'm big on the. So my ranking personally is Tyreek, C, JJ, then Jamar Chase. I think Jefferson, honestly, because like I'm in Minnesota, I'm not a Vikings fan, as you could tell by the Falcons intro, but I just I hear everything. I'm in like a group chat with all my buddies. They're absolute Viking diehard sickos. So I hear everything. And my just watching the Vikings pretty much is just like I feel like Jefferson is still going to get that volume. I think so. I think the volume concerns are more for Addison Hawkinson when he comes back. It's funny. The wide receiver 3 right now is Brandon Powell. Nobody cares. But that's literally the wide receiver 3 right now after Osborne left. It's not like Aaron Jones is like a, give it to you like 20 times a game type of running back. So I think there's still going to be quite a bit of a volume for Jefferson.
The volume isn't the concern. The concern is the efficiency. I think, you're absolutely right. He is far and away the number one receiver, but it's a matter of, are they going to score enough points that even as the clear number one alpha option, sure, he might have 180 targets, but are those targets going to be thrown well? Are they going to be in the red zone? Are the Vikings going to be able to move the ball down the field? Obviously, I'm hoping that they will, because I am a Vikings fan. I'm not a traitor to the state like some on this stream, but I'm not fully convinced. If I'm spending a lot of money on it, I don't want to spend all my hard-earned bucks betting on the Vikings a ton. What is the origin of your Falcons fandom?
Honestly, it's really simple. Grew up liking Michael Vick, stuck with the team. I mean, you get Matt Ryan 1 year after Vick's gone, so it kind of just goes up from there.
Yeah.
2016 was an awful year. That Super Bowl was awful, but you know what I mean? You live and you learn. Hopefully we get back there this year. I need to acknowledge this, Tony Lay. So I coach football for Wyzetta, if you didn't know. He just committed today to the University of Minnesota Duluth. So I want to give a big shout out to Tony Lay, our receiver, our number one receiver. Shout out, Tony. What's going on, baby? And he's asking him where my brother is, because he said my brother claims he's always in the chats. He's never in the chat. So he's not going to respond, Tony, because I promise you he's not. Oh, he is here. There he is. Okay, we're on the clock. So we got Jamar. Who do you think? This is like that range where I'm kind of have Ayuk off my draft board. After all this trades, I think he could get traded legitimately.
He could. Wouldn't necessarily be bad for him. But yeah. Who do you like here?
I like Nico. I like Waddle. I don't mind Saquon. You know, who do you like here? Just give me a name.
Receiver, Nico.
Let's go Nico then. Let's go Nico. I know I don't get enough Nico for sure. I mean, it's just kind of this might just be the team I don't get a lot of. How much Nico do I have in Best Ball Mania? Let's find out. And I think you know when you like you draft a lot and you kind of have your takes and you just kind of have these random epiphanies. You're like, you know what? Like, why am I not drafting more of this player? Like, they could definitely hit. Nico kind of feels like that guy where, like, you know, I've been kind of turned off to like Diggs and Nico because I was like, I can just get Dell later. But like, you know, Dell does have that ankle thing, which I think could be. We saw it zap Tony Pollard last year in Dallas. So I think I could be like the Dell thing. It's a nice value if it works out, but there's a decent enough chance where it doesn't. Nico just got paid. We saw what he did last season. So I think Nico is fine where he goes.
I think I feel the most uncomfortable with Diggs actually. And I still draft a good amount of Diggs just because it gets to a point in the draft where it's like you're choosing between Diggs and Cup or like a running back, and just it doesn't feel great for me. So I end up taking a falling Diggs past ADP pretty frequently, but I feel more comfortable with Nico certainly, and I think even Dell. I think I actually like him better than Diggs, but still end up taking Diggs just because, you know, he is the falling ADP value a lot of the time, and I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to totally fade him.
Diggs is also in a contract here too, where like he has an incentive to go out there because like they kind of converted it, where it's like, oh yeah, he's actually just on a 1-year deal, so he could still go out there and, you know, garner some big money if he has a really good year in Houston. So all right, now coming back, is this Achane territory? Are you a big Achane guy? Do you want to stack up another receiver here?
I would say either Achane or, I mean, we're talking about Diggs. Like I don't mind doing a double stack. Even as I say, I wouldn't, you know, I'm fading him a good amount of the time. He could work as part of a stack if we wanted to go for a Stroud. So I'm fine with either of those. It is a nice falling Achane. Up to you.
I kind of like Diggs here. I'm not the biggest Achane guy, but I've somehow took a lot of him in BBM. So I'm down to go a little Stephon Diggs here.
Huham says, I just flat take Dell over Diggs. I think I have here and there. I often, usually in the early rounds, I'm just going by ADP a lot. I mean, not entirely by ADP, but like I'm not reaching for Dell over Diggs the majority of the time, just because I don't want to like full fade Diggs for Dell. Like I think, as you say, he's in a contract year. He has been very good. He's had a very good career. It's not like he's super old. Like Diggs could still just be great. Maybe we don't really know what was going at the end of last year. Now he's got another good quarterback thrown to him. So I have not been doing that, but I totally get that. And maybe something I would do if I were only doing like 10 drafts. It's a matter of, you know, when you're doing as many drafts as I am, I'm taking Diggs ahead just because he is the higher ADP pick.
100%. And I saw something from Buffalo that was like he was hurt at the end of last year, but like you hear that all the time. Like especially
rumblings.
I feel like it's like the NBA. If you lose the finals, you were hurt. You know what I mean? It's always like
right, exactly.
Where it's like, oh, LeBron's like, yeah, I should deal with like a broken arm. Just like,
right. Every single time.
That's why I lost. You know. Yeah. We didn't hear that from Luca though. Good guy, Luca. Even though he did beat our Timberwolves,
even though he definitely was hurt.
Yeah, and I am a massive Timberwolves fan too.
Okay.
So it's just the Falcons thing. Like I'm a Twins fan. I'm a Wolves fan. I'm like I'm not a big hockey guy, but you know, obviously I'll root for the Wild if they're good. I don't know anything about hockey. I watched Game 7 last night because it's a game. Like if it's a Game 7, you have to watch it. You know what I mean? It's the most electric thing in sports.
I'd love to agree with you. And everybody loves hockey as a viewer. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch a single game of hockey this season. I only watch hockey if I go to the game. So I'm with you on not being a huge hockey fan. It wouldn't shock me if at some point in my life I get into hockey and become a huge hockey fan, but so far I have not got the bug. I'm watching NBA during the winter.
Yeah, there we go. See, fake Minnesotan. We're both fake Minnesotans.
We are.
It's not great to be like, you know, because if you're from Minnesota and you talk to someone that's not from here, they automatically assume that you're like an NHL fan. You're locked in on hockey, and that's just not.
Yeah, but I mean, the Timberwolves are so fun right now.
Oh my God.
I also, if I'm being honest, I haven't watched a ton of the Twins this year. I've watched a few games, but I probably watched more Cubs games because these days I'm watching anytime Justin Steele is pitching. I'm like, that's my guy. I'm cheering for that guy. So I've actually watched more Cubs than Twins this year, but I call myself a fan of both.
It's almost impossible to watch the Twins in Minnesota now
It
because
is. That's the thing. They
that's
make it so difficult unless you want to go to a game. And I've only been to one game this year.
yeah, you gotta get like Tubi if you want to watch the Twins on TV because you can't
Yeah.
watch it on Bally, you can't watch it on an Xfinity, and you can't even like watch it on the Bally Sports app. Like that's how bad it is. It's just so inconvenient to try and watch a Twins game these days.
Yeah, it's annoying.
All right, let's see what we got coming back around here. We might, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but like this is obviously the falling value at the moment. Either both Laporta and Diggs are the falling value. We could maybe get a part of that. Okay, Sandy goes.
Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. Well, yeah. Oh, this is kind of a fun with it too. A little Monrad, Debo, and Laporta. Okay. I love ETN. He's like especially if when we start 3 wide receivers. I really like drafting.
Get your guy. Whoever you want.
Let's do ETN then. Let's do ETN. I think ETN deserves to be like talked about, like, you know, like a Jacob. Well, Jacobs went really high in this draft. That's not a good example, but like I would say like a Henry, you know, in that Kyron range. Like I think he's that kind of player, and he kind of always goes a full round later. So I'm a huge ETN.
Doesn't he usually go ahead of Jacobs these days? I feel like
Jacobs
go ahead
of Jacobs
so much, but yeah, the others. Yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, they say that they want to get Tank Bigsby more involved, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Honestly, in my opinion, let them get Tank involved because he was electric. The first half of last season, he led the league in weeks 1 through 8. He led the league in touches. He was like the RB2 over the weeks 1 through 8. And then the last half, I'm convinced he got hurt because they were 6-2 after the first 8 weeks. They go into their bye in week 9. They come out of the bye and they finish 2-6. And the difference where it's like he saw like 50 less touches over the same 8-week span that he did in the first 8 weeks. Like all of his scoring metrics dropped, his efficiency drops, and they started losing. So like it seems pretty easy to me. Like if I'm a Jags coach, like ETN got the ball, they won. He didn't, they lost. So all right, we're on the clock here. We could go Kirk to match it up with the Jags stack.
Or
we could
go Kirk or Stroud, I would say. But Stroud, we can probably see if he falls to us at this point. I mean,
yeah. Okay, Dell. Where's the
Dell
drafter? Where's the Dell drafter's right here? Stroud's right there. Do we try and push him?
Let's try and push him. You see Stroud fall from time to time. Now, he is in a good spot where I would say it's unlikely he comes back to us, maybe a 30% chance at most he comes back to us. But I think it's worth taking it rather than taking him at 52. It feels a little early there.
Yeah, we did a BBM yesterday, and I had this big Lions thing. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to get I would have had to reach like 14 picks on Goff. And I was like the later half of the draft. I was like, you know what? In this contest, people are going to have this player that I like and Goff on the way back around because they got that falling value. So like, I'll try and push them. You got to do it because you're playing against 672,000 people. So you probably have to, you know, push those, like not take the guy early because like it's a lot different than getting like, you know, we get Kirk and then maybe we get Stroud on the way back around than it is, you know, going Stroud and then we maybe get somebody like Ladd. You know what I mean?
Right.
A completely different player.
This feels much better this way. Yeah, I'm with you. And I like Ladd, but it's still just like the 2v2 there is a big one. And even though I think probably 20% chance he comes back to us when we do it. We have the Dell drafter getting him like right around ADP. He could take him, but then also you never know when some rando is just going to take your quarterback completely unstacked. So I'd say it's at least less than 50% that we get him, but I'm willing to take that risk. Because if we don't, you know, we still have a nice correlated bet on the Houston offense as is.
I'm curious, who are like some of like your truther players, like guys you just got a ton of? Because I mean, like Bindles, I'm a big Leggett stan. I am the leader of the fan base. It's me and Bindles in the cockpit flying that plane. Like who's like a guy like you are just like you're gonna have like a ton of exposure to?
I'm gonna Khalil Herbert, a guy I'm gonna have a ton of. I've said that many times. A lot of the guys that I was a truther on have actually moved up enough that I'm no longer like where Dontavian Wicks is going now. I'm like, all right, I'll take him some, but I'm not like going out of my way to get him relative to the other receivers in the range he's going at now. Similar to Josh Palmer, loved him when he was going, 130-ish. Not really taking a ton of him where he's going now, here and there, but I wouldn't call myself a truther. So yeah, the trutherism for me is really like truther at a certain ADP. And that would be Khalil Herbert. I still love Jermaine Burton where he's going. I love those rookies in that range. Jermaine Burton, more and more, I'm buying into the Jalen Polk. Everybody, that's not originating for me. That's from me listening to a lot of content, listening to bindles, taking advice from others, and saying, you know what, I think that you make a good case for Polk. I'll have to think about who else I have as Christian Kirk. I like him where he's going. Jaden Daniels, I would call myself a Jaden Daniels truther. I'm really buying in there.
I like the Jaden Daniels thing. I think I was talking about it with Fantasy Dog Pound yesterday or the day before, where it's just like he's not getting that same rushing rookie quarterback bump that Richardson got last year in drafts. Where like, yeah, they're different styles of runner. Richardson, big guy, you feel better about him, and I think the kind of the big thing about Daniels is like he just takes huge hits like from college.
Yeah.
So okay, we have a decision to make here. Do we want to try and push Stroud back around again? Because we have to wait. It's 3 different drafters. It's risky. I don't know if we want to do it.
I don't think to.
It's a pretty flat.
It's a flat range of receivers for me. Yeah,
I agree. Let's get Stroud. We completed the mission.
Ant by Wall says, damn well Neil ain't pushing his stacks. That is often true. I will push them to and slightly past ADP, but I am a get your stacks guy to a point. But this was a point where I'm pushing him past 52 because at that point it's you can get a better 2v2. But a lot of the time, I'm just getting my stack. Tyler, you're right. It might have been you more so than Bindles on Polk. That's a good call. Got to give Tyler some credit there. Tyler always wanting credit.
Yeah, exactly right. What he's just so greedy, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of greedy, he said that. All right. I like Kittle here if he falls. This draft already is a tight end. Double elite tight end, bully tight end is a big strategy going on right now. We could go RB2. Who do you like in this range?
I don't hate JSN here.
I love JSN.
Yeah, I'm not a big Keon Coleman guy. But yeah, I'd be fine with JSN or Kittle. Oh, Kittle goes. Okay.
Kittle goes. I much rather go JSN over Keon Coleman as well.
Okay. Right on.
All right, let's do it. And plus we got some bye week thing, 2 and 2. So
I am a bye week bro also, so I love that.
Yeah, we only have week 14 and week 12 buys at the moment.
Yeah.
So there we go. Let's fire up a little JSN. I think JSN is just like I'm just big on this offense overall. I think he's mispriced in terms of like this isn't going to be he's kind of being priced like it's last year's offense. It's not last year's offense. It's a completely different offense. It's Ryan Grubb coming over from Washington. They threw the ball a ton. It's no more 12 personnel in Seattle. It's no more this like halfback dive 18 times a game. It's like, no, we're going to think out the box. This is going to look like a 2024 offense, not a 2009 offense. Like I'm really excited about kind of the overhaul and what I'm expecting to see out of Seattle this year in terms of a passing attack.
Yeah, I'm into it. I like all aspects of it. This is the first year I'm drafting a good amount of DK Metcalf. I like him where he's going. Yep. I'm taking JSN. I'm taking Lockett quite a bit. I'm just taking whoever I can get, around ADP. I'm happy to take shots on that Seattle offense. And then, of course, throwing the Geno Smith on late feels good. Yeah.
100%. I think you're kind of getting that post down year from Geno, where he was going high last year because he had the crazy year, and then it's freaking Shane Waldron and Pete Carroll just completely just didn't do what worked for them the year before. So I don't even know what happened last year. It was a weird year.
It was a weird.
Geno got hurt too. There was a couple of Drew Lock games in there, so. I don't know, but I'm into Geno this year for sure. I mean, I'm into Seattle. I would say my top 3 offenses are 9 in any order: Carolina, Seattle, Jacksonville. Those are my 3 offenses that I'm kind of buying. Do you have a couple offenses that you're just into all across the board?
Yeah, I would say Jaguars definitely is one for me. I haven't taken as much ETN as you have, just largely just because I'm usually going for receiver there. When there is one that I like available there, I'll take ETN here and there. Usually more when he falls. I don't usually reach ahead for ETN, but maybe that's a mistake on my part. That's just a structural thing. I like going receivers there, but I'm taking a ton of Kirk, good amount of Ingram, good amount of BTJ, occasional Gabe shares when I need a double stack. Taking a lot of Trevor Lawrence. Seattle up there, New Orleans up there. I'm taking a lot of Olave in the second round. Really like Rashid Shaheed where he's going. So I'd say I'm pretty into, and then Kendra Miller. I'm not taking a lot of Kamara currently, but I am taking a good amount of Kendra Miller where he goes in drafts. So I'd say New Orleans definitely up there for me. Cincinnati, one of my favorite offenses, and we're setting up nicely here if we want it. I love Burrow where he goes in drafts. Burrow goes there. Chris. I love Jamar Chase I'll take some T Higgins. I love Burton. And I also Zach Moss, Chase Brown. I'm into that offense.
Like it. All right. Some running backs here. I mean, we've kind of I don't really like the receivers in this range. I prefer to go running back. I'm not a big Swift guy. He does week 17 with JSN, which isn't, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but James Conner, Mostert, Pollard, any of these guys interest you? I know we got Daniels there. We don't need Washington yet, but he can be backstacked easily. Any of these guys you like?
Yeah, I don't feel like we need to take Daniel. I think he has the same bye week as CJ Stroud. So I'd be out on Daniels. Yeah, Swift looks good.
Yeah, I feel like Swift's like an interesting. I just did a show yesterday where I did a whole bunch of Underdog season long props, just like like the lines they got, and I took the under on Swift's rushing yards, but just because like you look, his rushing yard line was like I think it was 820 or something like that, and he'd only gone over 620 rushing yards once in his career. Granted, there was a lot of injuries there, but like it was with the Eagles last year behind that crazy O line and like a very run centric type of thing. So. But it's, I mean, he could get there. I'm interested. The Bears are an offense for me where it's like we think they're going to be pretty good, but like Caleb, like one of the best quarterback prospects in recent memory, but like we still have to like see if he is that guy. And it's not a guarantee that he's going to be. He's a rookie quarterback. We can't just expect everyone's going to be CJ Stroud.
Yeah, we can't expect it year one either. Even if he is that guy down the line, we don't know that he's going to be that guy. We don't know if they're going to keep kid gloves on him this year. So I agree. Like it's no sure thing. I'm still willing to make the bet a good amount. I'd be fine with Lockett, Njoku. Who do you like here? Shaheed.
Yeah, I do like Shaheed a lot. I kind of like Shaheed over these guys. We can just push this. This can just be a team we push tight end on. We do have a lot of week 12 buys, but I don't want that to deter us. I don't think I don't like Curtis Samuel either, honestly.
Not a huge, I'm not taking a ton. I'd be fine with Shaheed or Lockett.
You just go with Njoku?
Sure.
Let's go. No, what? Boom. There we go.
Another option.
There we go. Let's go in Njoku.
Oh, that's a first. I was thinking we already had a tight end. So yeah.
No, so that works.
There. Hell yeah.
That works out great. Also, I need to acknowledge the fact Bindles gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much, Bindles. He does this all the time. I tell him he doesn't have to do it, yet he continues to do it. So, Bindles, you are the man. I want to see who got it because I always like to see. I can't see on StreamYard, but if you go on YouTube, I can see.
Oh, you can't see it on StreamYard? I've never had that happen on my stream. I don't even know how it works. Maybe you need to set it up on your YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, it's Anthony. That's the perfect person to get. Anthony's in here literally every single day. So I'm glad Anthony got it. That's huge. There we go. Awesome. Thanks, Bindles. I appreciate you. He's not that guy, pal. There we go.
I don't even know who he's talking about at this point.
Yeah, I know, right? We talked about like 18 different guys. So also too, at this point, I will be I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Drop a sub as well. We have some different sub goals. 750 subs. We are re-releasing a video I dropped in college. I'll just put it like that. And then 1,000 subs. Memphis Young from the Dynasty Warzone is going to come back on this stream to draft a Best Ball Mania 5 team, but he's going to do so in a shiesty. And if you know what Memphis Young looks like, he's a 50-year-old man. He's a very old man, and he's going to be coming on in a shiesty. And that's going to be a great, just a great content thing for that. And plus, you're going to get a free year of the Dynasty Warzone Patreon, and he's giving away a free an entry into one of the Dynasty Warzone Patreon leagues. So at 1,000 subs, if we get there before the season, that is our sub goal. All right, bills are paid. That's all we had to do.
Am I the only person here who doesn't know what a shiesty is?
Oh, here we go. You know what it is. It's like it's all the football players. It's like the mask. It's a ski mask. It's a ski mask with like let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look up Pooh Shiesty. Are you familiar with Pooh Shiesty, the rapper?
I'm not familiar with Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, this is perfect. Here we go. This is a Shiesty right here. This is Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, okay.
You also see sentenced for 5 years in prison. So there's that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what a shiesty is. So that's like everyone wears shiesties right now. It's like the thing that's in like all the younger kids. Where it's like my brother.
It's like a thing these days.
Oh, 100%. My brother's like 15 and he has a shiesty.
Interesting. I guess my crowd a little bit too old, I think, but apparently not, because apparently a 50-year-old man's going to come on a stream in a shiesty.
Exactly right. So he has it because he also has like I think he has a 16-year-old son, and his son has the shiesty. So that's why we were talking about it. So I thought that was hilarious. Oh, this is my brother. He said chill. All right, there we go. I love that Tyler asked the oldest streamer of BBM if he knows who Shiesty the rapper is with his straight face. I asked it in a way where I knew he wasn't going to know the answer,
You
but
did, yeah.
I thought I'd ask anyway because I thought it'd be funny. And you didn't even get this right. His name is Pooh Shiesty, emo cowboy. So
Yeah,
obviously you don't
emo
know Pooh
cowboy.
Shiesty.
You're a little too old too, apparently, Tyler.
Yeah.
That Tyler.
Yeah.
Too many Tylers around here.
Here we go. At 1250 subs, Neil comes on and traps with a Shiesty.
Yeah. For sure.
There we go. There we go. I wear that. So I wear the Shiesty in the freezer at work. Awesome. Oh God. All right, we're almost on the clock here. Trey Benson is falling. I don't know if you're into Trey Benson.
Yeah,
at
let's
all.
do it. Let's take a shot on Trey Benson. I like him as a third running back, particularly.
Yeah.
Upside bet.
A little bit more scary as like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Because we just don't know what the early season stuff looks like. Yeah, that Arizona stuff is interesting because like everyone's just kind of assumed like, oh, Trey Benson will be the guy at the end of the year. But like, I don't know. James Conner's like been good. Like when he's on the field, he's not on the field all the time, but like when he's on the field, like James Conner's been pretty good. Also aging, he's not like the most electric running back anymore. You know, he's a bruiser back kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. With Trey Benson, we'll see.
That's why I moved away. I was very in on Trey Benson for a while. I've kind of moved back a little bit from being totally in on Trey Benson. Still take him some, like here, like if he's falling, I already have 2 running backs. Nobody else that I love. I'm definitely still willing to take him and hope that he does come on late in the year. But like you say, I don't think it's definitely not guaranteed.
Do we want to grab a second QB here in Lawrence? We do have a couple Jags pieces. We have some. I don't love this tier, so I wouldn't be honestly mind just going for like downs or something like that. Do you have a kind of a lean here?
Even Dalton Schultz add on to the stack potentially if we want to go or finish our. I don't take a ton of Schultz these days, but he would be right at ADP. So yeah, I'd be in for. I think any of those 3 would be fine with me.
Trevor goes. Oh, it has BTJ, so I'm not as mad. I don't go Schultz a lot either. You want to go Schultz?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, sounds good.
We've got some good later options. We have Cleveland, Seattle stacks for later.
Yep. There we go. Okay, I'm down with it. I am down with it. Yeah, I like getting players that I don't normally get, especially in BBM where like the stakes are a little higher. So.
Benjamin asks, what's the latest you've grabbed an RB1? Who was it? So that's funny. I know that last night because I did a draft. We were talking about it in my Discord, the Flaniverse Discord. Somebody pointed out to me that I went so far 0 RB that I didn't take one until pick 120. So that was
wow.
I don't think I've probably pushed it further than that. It's probably the furthest I pushed it.
Who was it?
Oh, that's a good question. Damn. Now I'm forgetting who it was at 120. Might have been. I feel like it was ahead. It was somebody not Chase Brown. I'm gonna look it up actually.
So who goes in that range? Like Singletary, Ford, Eckler. I don't know how late I've pushed a running back. That's a good question. I feel like I don't know. It's got to be like somewhere like in this like 90s or something like that. I feel like some people think I'm like a big RB drafter. I don't know. There's a lot of running backs I like up top, so sometimes I don't build out as much like true 0 RB teams maybe as I should, but I don't know. I feel like I usually go a lot of early RBs. Not a lot, but just like hero RBs, a strategy I tend to do quite a bit.
Yeah, I think hero RB is a pretty good strategy in general. I do a lot of hero RB, a lot of 0 RB. I'm not finding the screenshot in my Discord now. I'm maybe it wasn't posted there. Could have been Gus Edwards. I do like Gus Edwards a bit. So he's a good 0 RB target for me. Yeah, I wish I could remember now because I felt pretty good about it. Like it wasn't like a slam dunk. Like I got great values. Like I felt like I took everybody pretty close to ADP, but still came out of it feeling okay about my running back room.
Runner here says Gus Edwards, the goal line merchant. Are you into Gus Edwards at all? Because I cannot find myself getting into Gus.
I'm into it. I'm actually pretty into Gus. I am a little bit scared about the little like injury rumblings. Like that's it doesn't take much to push me away from Gus, if I'm being honest. But I do like him. I do think that's an offense that is going to run the ball quite a bit. I think Gus Edwards is seems like he should be the RB1. Like I don't know what like J.K. Dobbins to me doesn't seem like real competition to me. I found it. It was Brian Robinson Jr. I took Brian Robinson at 120, Gus Edwards 121, Marshawn Lloyd 144, Rico Dowdle 145, Khalil Herbert, and Braylon Allen. So a 6 RB, 0 RB team where Brian Robinson was my first pick.
Love the build. Love the build. I think we might get a chance. I mean, 6 RBs. You got to think that Gus might just fall to us. You want to go with it? Let's go. Let's roll with it. 21 picks after ADP.
Give me that all day.
Yeah. If there's one thing, I'm a big value hound, so yeah. I'm down for that. Okay, let's turn me up, baby. Let's go. All right, there we go. I like that a lot. Past Kendre Miller goes, Zeke goes. We just get Gus falling right in our lap.
Emo Cowboy, I'm just gonna beat you right to this. You can lick my balls.
Oh, Emo Cowboy.
Thinks he's gonna get me because I'm old or something. I don't know. Not that old.
Yeah. No, you're not that old. Come on now. You're just
40 years old.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Young man.
Exactly.
In St. Paul, I'm a young man. Minneapolis, I'm a little old.
Yeah. When was the last time you frequented Cowboys Jacks downtown?
Oh God, maybe never. Maybe I'm guessing I've been there at some point in my life.
Yeah, just don't remember.
Yeah,
maybe after those post-college grad law.
That's also the kind of place that if you go there, you might come out of it. You might not remember the night if you go to Cowboys Jacks.
Exactly. Right. I almost went on Saturday. My girlfriend went with her friends, and she's like, "Do you want to come?" Now, honestly, I was really locked into that. I don't know if you're a poker guy, but I was really locked into the Jimmy Butler Ninja. And
I saw
and Neymar
some.
were playing a poker match. I was like watching it live. I was like, this is kind of electric. So I kept watching. All right. I really like Mooney. If we're going receiver, I think Mooney's great. Feel good at running back, quarterback wise. No one that really goes here. Maybe we get Kirk falling all the way back around. You fine with Mooney here?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Not a big target for me, so I'm surprised to hear that you really like Mooney. I don't hate him. He's a guy that he's the kind of player that I take in stacks. Like if I have Washington pieces, if I have Atlanta pieces, sure, sign me up for Mooney. But I'm not taking a ton.
Mooney's I think my most, so obviously I'm a huge Falcons guy, but I take my fair share of Bijan. I grab Pitts, I'll grab London, but they aren't guys that I'm getting 20+% of. Mooney's I think the closest guy I have to 20%. He's the wide receiver 2 in a Kirk Cousins passing attack offense. Obviously we know what the offense is supposed to be this year, this McVay offense. And I think they do run the ball a lot, but I think Mooney, he's been 1,000-yard receiver. Granted, he was the only guy on that team. I understand that, but at the very least, he has deep threat ability. He has a real role in this offense where London's not really a deep threat speed guy. Kyle Pitts was trying to get you. Arthur Smith was trying to use Kyle Pitts like that, but that's just, that's not really you don't want Kyle Pitts just to be your Gabe Davis guy. You want Kyle Pitts to be a target hog. So I think Mooney has a real role, as a real field stretcher. I think the Kirk upgrade just makes me like this pick even more. And it's around the 13th round. It's a fine price for me to grab him. So I tend to grab quite a bit of Mooney.
15 games played last year, 414 yards doesn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I think it's just that we really made the bet hard a few years back, and it's been he's just multiple years in a row we've been trying to make Mooney a thing, and we just haven't gotten the confirmation that he can be that guy. I agree. He moved. He's in a whole new offense with the best quarterback he's ever played with. So if he's ever going to get it going, this would be the year. I can see why you want to make the bet one more time on Mooney. I think that if it doesn't happen this year, we can just call it off.
Yes.
Yeah. Just it's a loss at that point. But I think he's a fine pick this year. He's just, again, for me, it's just not a target for me, more of a correlated bet kind of a pick.
If you want a little lore, a couple weeks ago, Kirk Cousins brought a whole bunch of guys down to John Gruden's house to just break down some film. They went down there and John Gruden invited him, all right, I'm gonna teach you guys. I don't even know what he taught them. I guess they were looking at old 1970s receiver. I don't even know what they were doing, but basically they were down there for a day, 5-6 hour film session. Kirk brought with him Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Darnell Mooney.
All right. It's
Rondell Moore didn't get the invite. Bijan didn't get the invite. So I don't know. Just a little again. I'm not drafting him solely because of that, but at least he's in the mix.
I was going to ask you if you were sure
Yeah.
that he was the wide receiver 2 ahead of Rondell Moore. So,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
all
sure.
right, all right. So we're drafters. So we're BBM drafters.
Yeah,
based on
yeah.
ADP.
Desmond Ridder for Rondell Moore, biggest fleece of all time? Question mark.
Yeah, right.
Also, I want to acknowledge this too. Absolute sauce. I was at Jack's after a Wolves playoff loss. That's the night a lot of people I bet didn't remember, especially if it was a game like 3 to the Mavs or something like that. That would have been an awful game to go to, awful time to be at Jack's for that. So
yeah, I usually go to across the street to what's the bar across the street now? I'm blanking on the name. The Irish bar across the street from the Target Center.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever been there.
Kieran's. I usually go to.
Yes, I've heard of it. Okay, I've heard of it. Gotcha. All right, now we have a very interesting dilemma here. Kirk is there. We have an Atlanta thing. TJ has fallen 20 picks past ADP. I don't know if you're into TJ at all because of the injury, and I get the people that totally aren't. I'm in at a certain point, but we have 2 tight ends, so we could kind of get away with it. I like Jalen Wright though by himself. Who you thinking here?
I would take the falling Kirk here. Yeah, I would probably take the falling value on Kirk. I'm not really into TJ, and we have 2 tight ends already. I don't think we need him.
Yep.
For me, it would be probably Kirk. What's our running back situation? I'd be fine with Jalen Wright too. Like,
let's grab Kirk. You want to go Kirk here?
Let's get you're a Falcons fan. I say we go Kirk.
I said we could go right though because we do have Deshaun. No, let's go right.
All right,
let's go right because this is the way back around. So the odds that we get a quarterback anyway here, I think Wright's a big tier break. I like Wright a little bit more than I like Davis. I absolutely love Ray Davis. I had Ray Davis, my most drafted player in the big board, surprisingly enough.
Okay.
So I think I heard you say on your stream, I remember it was yesterday, the day before, like I don't know much about Ray Davis, and I was like, oh my god, I might have to spew my Ray Davis.
Ray Davis. I know that he's the guy that we're expecting to be the goal line back in Buffalo, just because they haven't really used James Cook in that role previously. I don't really know much else.
He's the only player, and so I'll spew it all. I watched his highlights and I watched his film. I think he just has true I just think he's a good running back. He had a weird thing. He was homeless, coming out of high school, goes to Troy, then goes to Vanderbilt, then goes to Kentucky for his final senior season in 2023. He's the only player in SEC history to have a 1,000-yard season at 2 different SEC schools. He led the nation last year in receiving touchdowns among running backs. He had a monster season, 21 touchdowns, I think, and it was like over 1,400 yards. Like he had a really good season. Like it's just the problem. Like he's kind of older. He's a little smaller, but he doesn't have breakaway speed, but like he can catch the ball. He's really good, like just goal line runner. Like I actually have the goal line clip. Do you want to go Kirk here? Now we can get Kirk. Yeah. This is perfect. This worked out perfectly. Here, I actually have it saved on my StreamYard because I remember spewing it during the pre-draft process. So, like this goal line clip, I love this under running back. We're basically it's a goal line run. The play is when we're watching it, it's our right, it's his left, and he just sees this cutback lane because he gets the pressure up the middle, and he just has the awareness and this juke move. Just watch this clip. So goal line run here. Boom, flashes outside and he's in. I just as a kind of a running back, not on a running back coach, but as a coach, I just love that. That's just something you can't teach. You see that you're supposed to follow the fullback, and the fullback's going left, but he gets inside pressure, and it's that split second instinct to just cut in a dime and get outside. So I just think Ray Davis is a good running back in general. I just think he's better than I just feel like he's gotten kind of under the radar. So that's why I had so much Ray Davis, and Buffalo's could not be a better landing spot.
Have to love that landing spot. If you're already super into him to land in Buffalo.
Yep.
Hell yeah. That's maybe I need to be drafting more of Ray Davis. I guess so. I haven't drafted a ton because I guess because of the way I envision his role. I'm okay, James Cook to me feels so established that I'm okay, is he just gonna be the goal line back? What is this guy's? It's probably unfair to me that I'm holding it against him, that I'm just anticipating that he's only going to be the goal line back, because I'm sure he's going to have some role outside of that as well. Maybe someday I need to be drafting more of.
I wrote up Ray Davis for the player profiler draft kit, which comes out. I don't know when it comes out. It's coming out soon though. But one thing I found about the goal line thing was James Cook. So James Cook was 4th in the league in rushing last year. 4th in the league, which is kind of crazy. A guy that's 4th in the league in rushing probably has a ton of goal line carries. He had just 4 total goal line carries last year from inside the 5 for a guy that finished 4th in rushing. And Ray Davis, he's 5'8", 220. So like he's not as tall, but like he's stout. He's a big
Bowling ball, yeah.
He's a bowling ball kind of guy. So like, and I think like if Cook were to go down, like he has a 3-down skill set. So that's why I like Ray Davis so much. Like I just think the situation, like he could have kind of like I call him like handcuff plus, where like they'll probably get on the field. They could have a role throughout the season, and then if anything goes down, like they could be just the guy. Like the only other running backs are there is like Ty Johnson's a nothing to me. Frank Gore Jr. went undrafted. And I think they have one more. It's I think they have Darrington Evans. Darrington Evans is the other guy they have there.
I didn't know that he was there.
Yeah, so it's very after Cook and in my opinion after Davis. Like I really think that I think like Dave, like this could be a spot that Davis could really flourish. I think.
All right, you've convinced me. I'm going to move him up my board.
There we go. There we go. I'm glad I got to spew by Ray Davis.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. Hashtag get your guys that. Damn right, Bindles. There we go. Anthony gifted a membership. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you, man. Anthony's starting up his own YouTube channel. I think he just made the channel. He sent me the link. I have to promote that, but it's called Best Ball Blitz. Kind of an awesome name. So I'm definitely gonna be promoting that when he goes live. He got the PC, got the setup and everything. So make sure you go support Anthony. I'll send probably like next stream or something. I'll get that link in the bio. Also, too, go subscribe to Neil. His link is also in the description of this video, so make sure you go sub to him as well.
Thank you.
Of course, man.
Streaming most days of the week now. I have not been streaming on the weekend. I don't know about do you do weekend streams at all, Tyler?
We do. We stream every day.
Okay.
This was our 50. This is number 56. We've streamed in a row. Day number 56.
You're a madman. That's I've been taking my weekends off. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I don't need to be taking weekends off. Maybe I'll do a random stream here or there on the weekend at some point. I just so far it's like I'm usually busy on the weekends. Try to stick to like a more regular work schedule, I guess.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, right. I sometimes I'd only do one draft. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3. But some days I'm like, God damn, I really don't want to stream today. But you know what? Like the streak must stay alive. Our streak previous, so right before the draft, we had 50 in a row. And then I went to NFL with Player Profiler for the draft at the Draft House. So I obviously couldn't stream there. And then we come, and then I've streamed every day since Best Ball Mania dropped.
Damn.
Basically. So I'm trying to see how long I can keep it going. I'm going to DC in July. So maybe I'll have to like bend the rules a little bit and just like pre-record something and then drop those. I'm only gone a couple days, but I don't know if the viewers will accept my accept that or not, but we'll see. Okay, what do we guys here? I don't mind Braylon. We got 5. I feel like we're good at RB. We have 5. I feel good about our 5. I don't think we need any more running backs. Receiver, tight end. Any guys you like here?
I like Jalen McMillan a bit. I like Tyler Boyd a bit.
I like McMillan. Want to go Macmillan?
Sure.
Okay, I like McMillan. I also like Trey Palmer too. I think Trey Palmer is kind of fun. They're both third. I think they're going to fight for that third wide receiver spot. I don't think I think McMillan's just newer, so we've been drafting McMillan's, but maybe he's
a shiny new toy. Yeah, I think I've been just drafting the shiny new toy.
McMillan has I wrote a McMillan too for the rookie draft kit, and I went into that write up kind of just I was just looking at it and I was like whatever. Like I don't really know much about McMillan, but then I started kind of to dive into some of his like stuff that he had here. Here's my write up. So crazy stats about McMillan. In 2022, McMillan led the Huskies in receptions, touchdown receptions, was second in receiving yards to Rome Odunze. And he doubled up Jalen Polk in every statistical category in 2022. In 2023, he gets hurt, not on the field as much. But in the 2022 season, they both played 11 games that Odunze and McMillan played together. McMillan was the leading receiver in 5 of those 11 games. Odunze was the other 6. So, like, it was pretty 50. And Odunze, 9th overall pick. And again, the different body profiles, I think that matters when you go into the next level of the NFL. But, like, I didn't realize he produced that much in college with Odunze, with Jalen Polk. Like, he was kind of like the 1B to Odunze's 1A, which people don't really seem to remember.
Interesting. So, yeah, I don't watch a lot of college ball, so I was not aware.
Neither do I, but I found that stat. All right. What do we think? You like Boyd here? I'm down to go Boyd.
I'd be good with Boyd. Do we have any correlations? We like Luke McCaffrey's gone, I assume.
Yeah. He's gone. I like Likely as like a third. If we're gonna go stick, I think we stick with the 2 QBs. I don't mind Likely as a third tight end. Baltimore. Sure. We have Houston. We have a ton of Houston.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's the move. Yep. There we go. I think Likely just just as like a that third tight end. Like we've seen what he can do if Andrews goes down. Andrews not exactly the picture poster boy for health these days. So I think I think it's just like they know Likely's good. I feel like he should just get more snaps, not like other than the fact that when Mark Andrews isn't on the field. Like let's get this guy on the field. He's pretty good.
There have been some rumblings that they might this year use him a little bit more. Along with that, I suppose we could have taken Tez Walker there too. Is another option we could consider for the 18th round. Not a rookie that I'm super into, but I feel like I've heard pretty diverse things from like the people who do know like rookies, like the rookie whisperers have been pretty split on Tez Walker. Like I think Debro was pretty out on him. I think that some others that I've listened to are pretty in on him. So he's somebody that I haven't drafted a ton of, Devon Walker, but I think on a team where we have some week 17, somebody to consider at least.
Bindles is asking when we're going to have Juicy Lucy's. What does he know about Juicy Lucy's? That's the real question.
That is the real question. Oh, Tez is gone, Who-Ham says. Okay.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I am not a huge Juicy Lucy fan. I prefer just a regular burger. I have not, however, I've given people the advice. If you come to Minnesota, you're going to get a Juicy Lucy. Cut it in half first. Let it cool down for 30 seconds because my experience with Juicy Lucy's, the reason I don't like them is you get this burger, you're hungry, you're excited to eat, you bite into it, you get cheese just like splashes your face and it's like molten and it's molten in your mouth and it's all over your face and you're just like miserable. You hate your life after that first bite of a Juicy Lucy. So it's not as enjoyable as a regular burger. Maybe if you cut it in half, it'll be better though.
There we go. All right. Round 18 guy. I don't know. We could go Ron. We don't have that much Atlanta. We could go Rondale here.
So I don't know. Get the double stack. I don't hate
go Rondale there for that. I don't mind Boyd either. Boyd was a guy. I was convinced Boyd was going to go to the Chiefs. I don't know why. I just thought that was such a perfect fit for him, but obviously he doesn't go there. They kind of figure out that receiver room anyway. Let's see here.
I like Rondale here.
Let's do it. A little Rondale. Some little late stack Atlanta. All right. That's the team. Let's break it down real fast. We got Stroud paired up with Nico Diggs and Dalton Schultz. We got Kirk paired up with Darnell Mooney and Rondale Moore. Our RBs are ETN, Swift, Benson, Gus Edwards, Jalen Wright. Love that crew, honestly. Especially, I love the value we got on Gus Edwards, which is awesome. Then we got other receivers, Jamar, Collins, Diggs, Kirk, JSN, Mooney, Jalen McMillan, Rondale Moore. Tight ends, Njoku, Schultz, and Isaiah. Like that turned out perfectly. Thanks for coming out, man. I'm gonna do another draft. You're more than welcome to stay if you want. If you have to go, I completely understand.
I'll stick around. I got nothing going on.
There we go. You down to getting a puppy then?
Let's do it. Let's do a puppy.
Let's do it. All right. Also, too, you have half ownership in that team. So
wait, are we sure that I shouldn't draft again? No, I won't draft against you. We'll do another.
You can draft against me if you want.
Those can be fun. They can be fun, but no, I'll keep it simple and just draft with you on this one.
If you want the smoke, you can come get the smoke, Neil.
Should I do it? Yeah.
No, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna draft against you. I mean, since you put it that way, it's on. It's on.
All right, let's do it. You ready? Let's go. Are you ready?
Oh, wait, hang on. Give me 1 second.
You're good. Yep. I want to make sure you get in.
All right, now I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, were you in?
Oh, it's still loading. Oh no.
Oh no. Are we good?
8 more to start. It says. Nope, I'm not in with you.
Oh damn it!
I'm gonna cancel mine, and we're gonna draft together.
No, okay. I was saying I could just get in a second one, the multi-table.
Oh no, okay. I am I'm in a second one, and it has filled. I'm gonna pay attention to yours.
All right,
leave mine on.
God damn it! I knew this was good. This is I don't think this has ever happened to me with a Gets before. Actually, I think it happened with a Best Ball Guy one time on Super Snack Bros, but.
I mean, that goes to show you how quickly these puppies are filling out at the end of the draft. That I got into the one after you tried to cancel it, and it was already too late. It was just like it moves so quickly.
We're at 98.5%, so this thing's gonna fill tonight.
Alex, in reply to my Juicy Lucy story, Alex says, "All over your face." Interesting. Yeah, that's why you got to pay for that video, Alex.
Exactly right. There we go. What else we got? He wasn't gonna. Conlet was late. I'm in with Tyler. I'm in with Neil. We probably got a lot. There's probably a ton of people in your we got your Tyler's in with Neil. So you're drafting against my community. The only people that are in here are we got Turbotron and we got, I think that's it. At least those are the names that I recognize.
I got Ty Wilder in the 2-hole, Lundar in the 3, Who-Hames in the 4. I'm in the 6-hole.
There we go.
I'm not sure if any of you. Oh, fucking Alpha is in the 11 hole. So we got a lot of. Paul, I don't know if that language is okay on this stream.
No, we swear all the fucking time.
Okay, good.
You got to go Tyreek on this one?
Let's do it.
All right, I like
Yeah,
Tyreek.
we did Chase last time, so let's switch it up.
I just like Tyreek from a fact, like I think that motherfucker wants to get to like, I think he wants to get like break that record. He was gonna, if you add up his what he was on pace to do last year, because he had 1717 divided by how many games did he play again? 15. And you times that by 17. He was on pace to get 1,945 yards, which is just crazy. He had 12 touchdowns, so he probably would have got a couple, maybe one or two more there. I don't know. I think he wants to get it. I don't. It's usually not a good strategy just to project what a player did last season into this season, but it's the same guys. It's the same guys. I think he wants to get there. I don't think he's like just watched a year later. So I just think Tyreek is, if he stays healthy, I think he's he's a safe pick, I think, because he's just going to get a ton of catches and a ton of yards, but he also has that weekly upside. And I think he could have a season where he truly does, go nuclear and break the record. So I think there's like just a lot of things that I like about Tyreek.
Yeah, I mean, he was so damn good last year. It's hard to bet against Tyreek. I don't love the week 17 in Cleveland. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm over factoring that in a little bit too much, because he can certainly still have a huge game in Cleveland. Like he's that level of talent that I'm probably factoring in more than I should, but that worries me a little bit about him. I also like he is getting up there in age a little bit, and he's he's a fast guy. I'm always worried about those fast twitch muscles, how they're going to age. But he was so good last year, like probably over factoring in his age and matchup concerns.
Biddles has the stats that really matter here.
Oh yeah, that is true. He has been. Have you heard about his plans for after he retires?
Yeah, is he doing OnlyFans?
He said, yeah, he just wants to get in porn. I don't know if it's only maybe. It's
okay,
I don't know, but I've heard that he wants to be a porn star after he retires.
Honestly, why would you get in traditional porn anymore? I feel like there's not as much money in that.
Probably not as much money,
right?
If I'm being honest, I haven't looked into the monetization of being a porn star.
I just know that I know OnlyFans people make a shit ton of money, like a ton of money.
Do the men though? I have no idea.
So. I think Jason Derulo makes a ton. I think Jason Derulo makes a ton of money. I'm pretty sure.
That's a singer, right?
Yeah, I think he's on OnlyFans.
I did not know that. Okay.
I'm not going to share this screen, but I'm going to look up top male OnlyFans. OnlyFans earnings. We won't share this screen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tyga is the one I was thinking of, I think. Tyga makes, this can't be right. This says 7.69 million a month. That can't be right.
Jesus.
Maybe he made that in 1 month. I don't think he makes that like per month.
That's insanity. Yeah. Have at it. Look, do it, Cheetah.
Exactly right. Okay, we went Nico last time. We could go the A-chain thing here.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. A-chain I think that's a good pick.
There's a lot of receivers to pick from here. We'll let the lobby decide which one we go with. All right. Oh, what's going on here?
Not bad. Bad.
There we go.
I saw Thad says that he's the one hole. Is that in my draft, Thad? Are you who do I have?
He would be his Underdog username is
on real time.
Yep, that's him. Yep.
All right. I did not know that was Thad's username.
Yeah. Thad's gonna hashtag get his guys, if you didn't know.
All right, that's good to know. I'm gonna try to use what I know about that against him.
I'll tell you what, he won't draft Xavier Worthy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's gonna draft a lot of early running backs, I would assume.
Yeah. We're talking about DK. You want to go DK here?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. God, I love DK. I think DK just have a great season this year. His Underdog, that was one of the guys I talked about yesterday. His Underdog season prop is alarmingly low. Like unbelievable. I couldn't believe the number when I saw it. Let me get this up real quick. Here it is. His prop bet was, this is my one from the other day. This is not the right one. Give me 2 seconds here. Here it is. His prop bet was 1,025.5 receiving yards. And he's hit that mark like 3 other years, but now this offense is going to be like more dynamic, like more pass heavy.
Yeah.
And it's still the same crew of characters. Like, yeah, there's technically like a lot of mouths to feed, but like, I don't think he hit it last year. No, he did hit it last year, I think.
Huh.
I forget exactly. Let me double check on that. I don't want to misquote myself here. DK had 1,114. He hit this mark last year and we are projecting more passing attempts. So I just don't understand like why it's that low, but who knows?
I mean, there is always, concerns about missing time and
Yeah.
like he was healthy. As I recall, I think he was healthy all of last year. So that's no guarantee. But yeah, that seems like that was not as low as I thought when you said alarmingly low. I was thinking you were going to say like 800 yards or something much lower. But yeah, it seems like a good bet.
Yeah, I thought it was just low off first glance, just because, like I said, I think they're going to be more passing volume, and I feel like the books would know that. So who knows?
Yeah.
All right, DeAndre Swift's rushing total, by the way, that I was referencing earlier, 850.5 rushing yards.
Rushing yards, not total yards. That's
rushing yards. Yeah. So there we go. All right, let's see who Turbo's going with here. CMC Nico Neighbors. Okay. I feel like I just kind of like having Tyreek and DK, just like dudes who can win you weeks just on the same team, like just guys who can go absolutely nuclear.
Yeah. No, it's a fun start. We got the little team correlation already. We got DK. Maybe we throw in a Bears pick somewhere.
Yep. How you liking your team over there? It sounds like you started with JJ Olave and Diggs.
Yeah. It's I'm good with it. Getting Diggs right at the 6 hole feels good. I like Olave in the second round. Fell a little bit past ADP. Diggs right at ADP. I think it's a solid start. Three, high upside wide receivers with different bye weeks. That's my jam.
There we go. Okay. I hope we get like some like falling value here. I don't know. I've loved value hounding. So I hope we kind of get like a Kelsey on this team would be kind of fun. A little Tyree Kelsey action. I don't know.
Team 12 just won with double elite T, Mike says.
Oh, there we go. Hit him with the gritty. Is this your alt account?
Right.
Is your alt account?
He's got Josh Allen with Garrett Wilson, so he's got a little correlation there.
Yeah. Have you done any double elite quarterback? Oh, there we go. Oh, it was hit him with the gritty that said it. I didn't even see who said the comment. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. We tried to do a hit him with the gritty build a couple streams ago. Did not work out well.
I've done some. It depends on what you consider to be elite T. Definitely not in like the first 3 rounds. I'm not taking two quarterbacks there.
Yeah.
But maybe like 2 in the first 80 picks. I've probably done that. Okay. It's our pick.
Let's see here. I'm fine with I like a lot of all these guys in this range. I could be convinced on anyway. We could go a little Mahomes, maybe a little KC after if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
Let's do it. Let's go a little Mahomes action going on. A little Mahomes. Okay. I like it. Then we have our shot either at Hollywood or Worthy with this pick, or even Pacheco if we want to go the QB running back stack route.
Yeah. I'm debating. I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to go with ETN in my draft board. Going to take him in the 4th round.
Love it. Love ETN. What's ETN? I wonder what ETN for 2024 season. I'm going to get rid of this best ball mania. Apply. There we go. All right. ETN. I have 12% ETN 2024 season. I think it was a lot higher than that in the pre-draft process. But all right, Hollywood or Worthy. This is good. People are gonna judge you with this selection.
Man, that's tough. I'm just taking the ADP guy with Hollywood. Worthy more likely to make it back to us. I don't actually have a strong lean, so I usually just kind of let the board dictate what I take.
Gotcha. Let's do it. A little Hollywood action because I know Thad's a Hollywood guy, and then I know Emo Cowboy's a huge Worthy guy. I think I would even say a Hollywood hater. Does not like Hollywood whatsoever.
Yeah, Hollywood's interesting. Just we have not seen him in this good of a situation before. But potentially, I mean, it might not be that good. Maybe he's in a very a room where there's a lot of competition. Kind of hard to get a read on what the Chiefs' plans are. But I think it's going to be an offense that scores a lot of points. So I like having parts there, and I think Hollywood probably a better bet than Worthy. Like if it's between the two of them, I think that it's very slightly more likely that Hollywood outscores Worthy.
Do you remember the Hollywood? I would call it the Linsanity run in 2022. It was when Hopkins was suspended in Arizona and Hollywood was the wide receiver 1. From weeks 1 through 7, Hollywood Brown was the wide receiver 80. He was averaging 10.6 targets a game. who's the wide receiver for weeks 1 through. I just remember that because I was like, and then Hopkins comes back, and then like because it was funny because Hopkins came back the same week Hollywood, like the week after Hollywood, like it's like a torn hamstring or something like that. He was out like 5-6 weeks or something like that, and then Hopkins was like the guy. I only know about that because I was writing up McLaurin, and I was like, that's the reason why I like McLaurin, because Kingsbury, he's like the anti Arthur Smith on the other end. Like he probably gets his best players the ball like too much. Like he probably does it too much, which is terrible. Maybe not as good for like real football success, but great for fantasy football. So I think that's why I like McLaurin so much, because he's far and away the number one wideout. Like the number one wideout stats. Granted, it's most of like prime D Hop, which kind of skews a little bit, but that little tidbit of Hollywood kind of makes it seem like it could just be like a thing going forward for McLaurin. So I draft quite a bit of McLaurin, kind of going off that.
Me too.
Off that trend.
Yeah, I'm a fan of McLaurin. I was drafting with my friend. Actually, my friend at lunch was pulling up his drafts. He was doing slow drafts. We were not drafting together, but he was asking me for my advice. And I told him that I liked McLaurin. He was like, "You like McLaurin better than Hollywood Brown?" Like, he was blown away. And I was like, "Well, I'm just kind of like making the bet on Jaden Daniels this year. So I do like McLaurin quite a bit. That's just one more reason to like McLaurin this year."
Exactly. There we go. Back to the Hollywood Worthy thing. Jake says, "I prefer the fastest guy we've ever seen with round 1 draft capital." It's a fair take. It's a fair take. I wonder. I don't know. Like Hollywood's got a lot to prove this year too, man. Like I think Hollywood's going to go out there and like I feel like he's a guy that's like we just haven't really seen a full season of it. We've seen it in flashes. There's that Baltimore season that was pretty good with Lamar when he was the number one there. I don't know. Like there's a real obviously he's not the only deep threat. There's Worthy there too, but I don't know. I think Hollywood could get there. I truly do think he could get there.
Yeah, he's not a huge target for me. I'm basically taking Hollywood on Mahomes teams, or if he falls like 8 picks past ADP, then I don't have Hollywood much higher than Worthy. To me, they're essentially the same bet. It's just kind of a congested room. We don't know who's going to make it out alive, and he goes ahead of Worthy. So I'm not usually taking Hollywood unless I have Mahomes. But when I have Mahomes, I think that's a good time to take him. Make that bet.
Were you factoring in Rice in all of this? Like let's say it's week 9. It's week 9. Rice is back from the suspension, most likely. Hopefully, he's by week 9. Like, and you're just going like maybe you're playing like the gauntlet or something, not the gauntlet, but the what's it freaking called? Whatever the daily fantasy is for that week.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale? Yes. What are you ranking those receivers 1 through 3 with a healthy Rice back?
If I have to rank them right now, honestly, it might be Rice number 1. So yeah, I think that Rice is a good bet right now, and I actually have not drafted a ton of Rice. Like I feel like I'm probably drafting too little Rice just for his odds of being the top receiver there. I think it's pretty good bet that Rice is that guy later in the year.
We got Kenneth Walker right here potentially. We could go some Kittle and get an elite tight end. We could go Rashee Rice, who we were just talking about. We could try and push any of these players.
I would actually say I'd go Rashee Rice here, to be honest.
I like it. Let's do it. I like it.
We are running into, it looks like, some bye week issues at wide receiver.
Yeah, what can you do? We'll figure it out. Receiver is a little easier to figure it out, because like you're drafting a guy, so we'll probably get
much easier.
I just want to avoid week 6 from now on, though.
Yeah,
and I feel like week 6 isn't even that popular of a bye. Like I feel like it's just these two teams are on bye. We just got a lot of Miami, KC.
Meatwad, are you asking why I like Rashee Rice? You look at his yards per route run here. Let me pull it up. I think that just like all of his underlying metrics were pretty damn good last year. Here, I'll pull actually by the entire NFL. Throw on a filter here. I'm just going to take a look real quick because I believe he's like very, very high up in terms of yards per route run, which is pretty good indicator. Hang on. And he was there last year. Like he already like established that he can be good with Mahomes, whereas these other guys are taking shots on Hollywood Brown. We don't know how Mahomes is going to view Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. We know that he liked targeting Rashee Rice last year. They won the Super Bowl together. I don't hate Kenneth Walker.
That's what I was let you talk because I was down with Kenneth Walker because we had Seattle, so it makes sense. And I like the value. I like the running back. Kind of a no-brainer for me.
Yep, I like that. I like that pick.
That's good.
Making my pick here. Go with some Evan Ingram.
This is true, Mad Sox. This literally happened to us last draft. We had a ton of week 12 and week 14 guys, and literally in the BBM team we just drafted. It was all because it's week 12 is like it's Atlanta, it's Houston, it's the Jags. I think Baltimore's in there too. I don't know if they're week. I think Baltimore's week 14. I can't remember which one they are, but yeah, it's a lot of different stuff with that. Four of my 7 guys have a week 11 bye. Gonna give Neil a seizure.
I'm okay with you doing it, Lundar. You can do it all you want. In fact, I appreciate you doing it. Yards per route run last year, minimum of 50 routes run. I should have done a higher number there, but minimum of 50 routes run, 12th in the entire NFL, 2.62 yards per route run last year for Rashee Rice. Like that quite a bit. Now it does get more muddled. Like I haven't drafted a ton of Rashee Rice. Part of me is like, maybe I'm making a huge mistake by not drafting more of Rashee Rice, because if he's anything close to what he was last year, he's clearly going way too late. Like we were taking him end of the second, third round, prior to the draft. I do have concerns that, like, yes, they added Xavier Worthy, obviously Hollywood Brown, and also he might miss time. So I understand the dip. But I do wonder if the dip is a little bit too far, given that I don't really anticipate he's going to miss more than like 4 games at most.
Yeah. Mr. Meat asked why. I call him Mr. Meat only because I don't know. This is what I call him. But he's Turbotron in this draft. That's why that's why I said why. Yeah, there we go.
I got you.
Alex is coming in. Hollywood is way better. His previous QBs, Lamar and Kyler, suck balls. And wait, Lamar and Kyler suck balls?
Yeah.
Since when?
Don't agree with that take.
Since when? Maybe like from a throwing aspect, they're not as good as like other pocket bats, but I don't think they suck balls.
No.
Like,
talking about MVP and Lamar.
I think Kyler is like I think Kyler's one of the most like disrespected quarterback. Like, no, he hasn't done anything crazy in his career, but like people talk about Kyler like he's like he's just like he's like a fringe like starter. Like I think Kyler's really freaking, especially fantasy wise.
Yeah.
What's the stat? He's never finished below QB 12 in fantasy points per game. Like that's like it's just like Kyler gets so. I think the video game thing like really took a toll on him. It's like Kyler Murray plays video games, whatever. He gets clowned for it. Tyreek streams on Twitch on like a Saturday before a game. And it's like, oh, Tyreek Hill, he's playing Call of Duty. This is awesome. It's like, dude, what? I get granted maybe quarterback, receiver, different kind of things, but it's still I think I'm kind of a Kyler defender when it comes to that. Like I will defend Kyler to the depths of the earth for that.
I like Kyler. I've been drafting a ton of Kyler. Probably my favorite, like in terms of just fun stacks. Like it's not like not a stack that I necessarily think is the best stack, but like just from a like, man, it's fun to click Marvin Harrison and or Trey McBride and get Kyler. Like that's just you throw in a Rams guy. It's a fun week 17 stack to do.
JMO's the value right here. A little 11 picks past ADP. We could go. I really love Brock Bowers. I'm a huge Bowers guy.
Get your guy.
I want to get my guy because I think
big on JMO anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that. Yeah, I'll draft him from time to time, but I'm a huge Brock Bowers guy. So I just feel like his upside, like the only reason he goes this low is like kind of the offense that he's in. Like I feel like all the other elite guys are in like good offenses that we like the Lions, Falcons, Bills, Baltimore, Niners, right? Like Jacksonville, Dallas. So like I think that's kind of a discount for Bowers, and the fact that he's a rookie is the other one. But like if we're just talking about talent, I think Bowers is like he is just as talented as any of those guys I just named. Like just if not more talented than those guys I just named. So that's why I like Bowers. I'm going to bet on the talent at this price. I'll take him on bully tight end builds. I'll take him by himself. I love drafting Bowers. Okay, who are we thinking here?
I don't hate Jaylen Warren here.
I don't hate him either. That was kind of what we also look KC thing we have too, week 17.
Oh, we could have gotten a Joku for the game stack also.
Ooh, we can still go both.
We do have week 10 bye for tight end already. That would, in my opinion, force us to take 3. So I like Jaylen Warren.
Yeah, let's go Warren. We can hammer a receiver in the like the best range. I love drafting receivers in rounds like 11 through 13. Oh, I love that range where it's like that Leggett, Josh Downs, like that range. It's really a range that I really like. So I think that's kind of why I end up, kind of maybe drafting more running backs than some streamers / drafters may, just because like I think there's real value to be had in that receiver too. And I didn't really feel that way last year. Like I really felt that. I remember last year distinctly, like after like the Bateman, like it was like Bateman, Zay Flowers.
That's what they called it on Ship Chasing, I think, or one of those shows.
Yeah, it
And
was
it
like
was
that
very real. It
Bateman
was
Zay
very real.
Flowers, and it was like, oh my god, I hate everyone after this. I don't feel that way this year. I think it's probably because more rookie receivers. I think there's that upside there, and I don't know. I just kind of like the receivers there a little bit more than I did last year. So
Yep. Although a lot of the receivers that I used to love there have moved up within kind of this range now. It is, you see Josh Palmer,
yep,
Dontavian Wicks often won't make it back. I do think that our team, a guy that I draft, I kind of consider in that range. Jerry Judy would make sense for our team because we
mhm.
have the Miami bet. We could do that. Yeah, we got a lot of nice choices in that range.
I'm excited to say someone said Jerry Judy. Can you have a little spiel for Jerry Judy? Like, why do you like drafting him?
They spent a lot of money on him. He's going to be the wide receiver too. They're not saying very great things about Elijah Moore. It just sounds like he is the pretty clear wide receiver two there. Now, obviously, he does have Njoku ahead of him as well. And I'm not a huge believer in Deshaun Watson. But I still think just the amount of money they paid to him, he's going to have opportunities. I would think he's not somebody that I've been historically drafting a ton of, but just where he goes. Like, he used to be a 5th round guy. People were taking him, really thought he was going to be something great. I'm more of the Steve Smith, just a guy. I think is
Yeah.
probably real, but I think he's going to have opportunities.
I think that quote from Steve Smith on Thursday Night Football literally dropped Judy's ADP to where it is now.
Exactly. I think that was part of it.
I think there's like a headline, like I just just like people just don't like Judy, like
Yeah.
as like a player at all.
Yeah.
Like that's good, but like he's better. I think he's better than where he's being drafted, even though like he hasn't flashed the way we would have hoped. Former Bilintenkopf winner, 1st round
Yeah.
pick kind of thing. He hasn't flashed in that way, but I think he can be like slightly above that, like very slightly above average in some games. Like we've seen some big games from him, and like I don't know, maybe it's just like it's not like he was blessed with great quarterback play
Right.
or anything like that throughout his career in Denver. So not like it's not that big of an upgrade. The Deshaun thing is so interesting to me. Like, is this guy just never going to be what he was ever again?
Maybe not. Like, I mean, he's a little bit older. What is he? 30-ish. Like, I don't think he's old, but he's
How old is he? Let's find out. He's 28.
He's only 28 years old. My
Like
God,
28. He feels a lot older, doesn't
yeah,
he?
yeah. Fucking Alpha says never ever. That's kind of my assumption too. I don't think he's ever going to be. I don't know if that's what he's responding to. My guess is that he's never going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league again. Probably never going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league again. But we could just be wrong. Like we don't know for sure. I think a lot of us want to bet against him. Frankly, I would put myself in that camp. Not a guy that I want to cheer for. But maybe we're factoring that in too much. It's hard to say. Hard to say.
Jerry Judy, Gabe Davis, and Darnell Mooney all got the exact same contract. They all make $19 million a year.
Insane. Wait, who was that besides Jerry Judy?
Darnell Mooney, Gabe Davis, and Jerry Judy all make the exact same money.
All right, so maybe you're right. Maybe you're right about Darnell Mooney.
I was shocked that Darnell Mooney got that much money. When I saw, I was like, I don't feel great about it.
Yeah,
I
did not realize that he made that much.
Yeah, he makes 19 a year, but I don't know. Who would you say? Probably, I feel like you ranked probably Darnell Mooney last among those guys. But all right, we are on the clock. Some running backs I like here. We could go there would be 2 weeks 6 by quarterbacks. Probably don't want to go to
Did Judy go?
Judy is. He's right there. Let's grab him.
Yeah, I like him.
Let's
I like him here.
I like him more than Mike Williams, 100%.
We also could throw Tua on here now. Or no, we took Mahomes. We took Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't love that. We could do it and just do a 3rd quarterback, but
yeah. But I feel like on a team where we have Mahomes and Tua, it feels like we shouldn't go through QBs. You know what I mean? But then again,
we could actually go Watson later.
Yeah, we could go Watson later. Yep.
The young man, 28 years old.
a young 20. He feels like it's not a young 20. It's an old 28.
He is an old 28. Yeah, that is for damn sure.
Yeah, old 28. All right. I love Corum. I don't know if he's gonna fall to us, but I'll just cue him up anyway. We took Gus last time. Could go more Cleveland and go Ford. I like Downs. Let's see. We'll see. Okay, so we'll probably get one of these guys. Do you have a lean here? Like Corum?
I'd be good with. I know you don't like Gus Edwards. I like Gus Edwards. I'd be fine with Corum also if you want to make that bet. Yeah, get you.
Let's go Corum on this one. We went Gus last time. We got 20 picks on ADP on Gus. I feel good about that. I just think Corum is like his contingent upside is literally like Kyron, like last year's Kyron, where it's just like RB2. If Kyron were to get hurt, obviously. So
No,
I don't
that
know.
is true. He's got mega contingent upside for sure.
Yeah. So I like Corum coming out too. I thought Corum was he was like my personal RB1 in the class. I know it's kind of a hot take. I didn't like Brooks throughout the process. I started to come around a little later on, but I really liked Blake Corum. I just thought that like people were kind of going off last year's numbers. Like it was a year after the ACL. His year during like the year he tore the ACL, like he looks like a completely different player. I think he can get back to that. He's still young. It's not like the ACL is going to hinder him for the rest of his career. I think he can get back to like that uber efficient, just like you watch him play, he like make a guy miss in a phone booth. Like he doesn't have that breakaway speed, which I think some people don't like. He's not like a Benson. I think Brooks has it too. But like, I just think Corum, and there's a fun stat I found too. People think he's not a receiver. Michigan just didn't throw the ball. In his sophomore year, he caught, I think it was, I forget the exact number. I think it was 25 passes. He had 25 receptions. The leading receiver on Michigan that same year had like 34 or something. And Roman Wilson actually only had one more catch than him that same season. So like, yeah, they didn't the raw number total wasn't a ton, but he still had a ton of here. I have it right here. Here it is. He had, let me see right here. He had 24 receptions. The team leader had 39. Roman Wilson had 25. Yeah. So like he can catch the ball.
Interesting. I mean, yeah. I honestly, I treat him like he is Kyren Williams without the opportunity. So like if you could just have the Kyren Williams contingent upside, that's kind of how I've been. Not quite to that extent. Obviously, that would be a player I would take even higher than where he's going right now. If I really thought like, yeah, he's just going to come in and be Kyren if Kyren ever gets hurt. That's obviously not guaranteed, but that's kind of like the bull case for him is like Kyren goes down, he's going to be Kyren Williams. Like, yeah, sign me up for that. Where he's going all day if we think that he could be that. So yeah, I did not realize that people consider him to not have pass catching ability. I guess I hadn't heard that about Blake Corum. I just literally picture him as having like, yeah, he's probably got the same kind of role as Kyren if he gets in there. And that seems pretty promising.
It's funny that he's kind of like a Kyren clone. It's like, and they kind of said
it's
that.
Really
like,
funny that they just
they're
straight
like,
up.
Yeah, they're like, we
Yeah,
drafted him because he's like Kyren, which was
Yeah.
like kind of like where it's like, oh, the Kyren truthers are kind of right here, but then it's like, I don't know. It seems like Corum had a really good like mini camp OTAs, and like I mean, at the end of the day, like who cares? It's nice to hear the buzz, but like I'm not putting too much stock into it. I like Corum before, so I'll take it and run with it. But like I remember like we always get the piece of news that looks just absolutely stupid. Like after the year ends, like there was the famous Antonio Gibson. He's going to be used like CMC news, which is funny because we just got that with Bijan too, like last month. And then last year, I will always remember the sleeper notification coming through. Sky Moore looks to be the guy for the Chiefs.
Yeah, who was the the old tight end for the Commanders?
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas they're going to use him like Travis Kelce.
I remember that
from last year.
All right, on the clock here. Man, who we thinking? I don't draft a lot of Polk. I just don't do it. But
I like Polk. Yeah,
Polk. Let's do it. Okay, I don't draft a ton only because like.
Or is Roman Wilson there? We could have Roman Wilson for the bring back.
He is. We can probably get him in 4 picks though. Hopefully.
All right, sure. Yeah. Let's do Polk. Let's do Polk.
All right.
Give us another quarterback out too with Polk.
Exactly. Oh, Thad. $2 donation. Y'all gonna review both drafts at the end. Well, now we have to because you donated. So we will review both drafts at the end. Thank you, Thad. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. It baffles my mind. I just got like the YouTube partnership like going like I think like last week. It boggles my mind. People donate money to this. It's just crazy. So I thank you everyone that watches day in and day out and donates money. You don't have to by any means, but I do appreciate it. So thank you.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm down for Roman Wilson if we can snag him here. He goes a little. What's his ADP? 158. Probably won't get. Probably is not going to come back around. We don't pick again until 166. So,
do we have 2 tight ends?
We have 1.
Is Freiermuth available? We could do that instead too.
Freiermuth is gone, unfortunately. Okay. I love Freiermuth. Yeah, he's a fun tight end. I like Komet. I don't like Komet. I don't know why I said that out loud.
I'm fine with Komet. Like I think he's okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Wilson here.
Sure.
All right. There we go. I've also I didn't want to embarrass myself on stream, but I'll tell you what I was kind of thinking was Nick Chubb was right there, and I'm cautiously taking some shots at Nick Chubb at this ADP. I got Nick Chubb at like 150 like the other day. Like it was like literally 150. It was like 20 picks past ADP, and everyone in the chat called me a dumbass.
And they were right. And they were right about you. No, I take him around there too. I had that debate with Tyler when he was on my stream. Nick Chubb fell to like pick 150, 155. And I was like, we could go Nick Chubb here. Like, this is where I like to take him when he's well past ADP. And Tyler was like, no, we cannot take Nick Chubb. He's not going to play this year.
Yeah.
I think that he's a fine pick around 150. I saw Ty Wilder just took him. I'm going to call him out for taking Nick Chubb at 146 in my draft here. So there are believers that he might come back and be something this year. I think that he's a fine pick, around here. Like, I think you might play this year. The team, obviously the fans love him, like a little bit more incentive for the team to give him some opportunities.
Yeah.
So I think there gets to be a point where he's a fine pick.
Yeah, my case for Nick Chubb, and it's really not. It's no statistical bearing whatsoever. Like there's no like somebody. It's like, oh, this is why I'm drafting Nick Chubb because of this. It's like it's really just kind of like dumb lore that I tell myself, where it's like we kind of have an example of some of these guys. Like I've said this again. I don't have overweight Nick Chubb, but this is kind of like there are just some guys who are hashtag built different. Like we have like the
Adrian Peterson. I mean, that's
exactly.
like the one example we really have, but
and then
maybe he is
from last year, but it's not the same injury. It's not even close to the same injury. So I don't like to use that, but like Adrian Peterson, ACL, MCL, in December, it's like right before Christmas, comes back, wins the MVP, 2,000-yard rusher, like crazy. Yeah. But Nick Chubb, like if there was a guy to come back from that, like he's a freak.
Yeah, like he could be that guy.
Feels like a freak.
Yeah,
but the injury is awful. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, if I'm going to take a shot, it's like, it's the discount's so big now. Like he's usually be like your RB4, RB5. Like you can get him at that kind of price. So it's like, like me, yeah, maybe he doesn't play. He's probably going to be on the pup. He probably doesn't play the first 4 weeks, right? But like you can still supplement him till later. Like what if he just, it's like he doesn't even have to be the old Nick Chubb. Like what if he's just getting goal line carries? What if he's just going to get like, 8 touchdowns this year? Like by somehow, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be hyper efficient. Like 153, he goes in this draft. So again, I'll take my shares. What's everyone says hit him with the Chubb. Like I'm this big Nick Chubb drafter. I have for the 2024 season, I have 6.9%. So like still underweight kind of. It's a lot higher than some other guys I draft, but I don't know. I'll take a couple shots before. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, looking at the guys who go after him, Jaleel McLaughlin goes where, and I'm a big Jaleel guy also. I take a lot of Jaleel McLaughlin. So I'm not, don't take this as an anti-Jaleel take, because I take a lot of them. But like, are we sure that Jaleel McLaughlin's going to score any points? Like this is the point in the draft where like there are question marks on every player we're taking here. Jaleel McLaughlin didn't have much of a role late in the year last year, even after he showed how efficient he was. Maybe Sean Payton just doesn't love him as much as we assume he does. There's question marks at that point in the draft with everybody. So,
all right, here's what I'm thinking. We could go Geno here for our Geno's bye week 10s. We could get Geno. We have DK. We have Kenneth Walker. We could try and push him, but there's a draft that has this drafter has Goff and Cousins, but they have Lockett. So I don't know if we want to risk it. But the value on right is nice, but we do have HM. What are you thinking?
Let's go Geno.
Okay, let's do it.
Because we got 2 running backs we like there. Just hope that one of them makes it back. I actually don't hate Vidal either.
I'll say, how do you feel about Vidal? I don't draft a ton of him. I don't know. I feel like he could just be like a guy, like we're excited about him, but at the end of the day, he's a 6th-round pick, I think. 6th-round pick. So like, yeah, I don't know. But there's so much opportunity like in that room. Someone's going to hit. Right now, the money says it's Gus Edwards, but like it totally could not be. I just think it's funny too. Like you got J.K. Dobbins, you have Gus Edwards, have been playing with each other pretty much their entire career. I think they came in the same year. There might be a 1-year difference there, but same OC they had in Baltimore, and that OC has always used Dobbins ahead of Edwards. So I think that's just kind of funny. Like, are we just truly going to see like now Dobbins is going to be Edwards' backup? Does Dobbins even make it to week 1 on the roster? Like they can cut him and literally eat. I think it was like $100K or like $500K. Like they can cut this guy for nothing if he's just bad.
I know. I thought I heard it was $50K that they cut him for.
That's what it would be. Yeah, it's something crazy.
So yeah, I'm super in on, I like Edwards, but I still take a lot of shots on Vidal. Some on.
Do we just take Dobbins. Right 20 picks after ADP?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good pick for
Even
us.
though we have HM, but like it's 25th.
That's fine. I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I like it.
He is our third week 6 bye. So we might want another running back who does not have that week 6 bye, but that's fine. That's fine. We can make that work.
Yeah, I think I like the value too much. Like I think Jalen Wright has a much better opportunity than like I like opportunity being like a real guy than Bucky does.
Yeah.
I like Bucky. I just don't think there's ever going to be a game where like even if White does get hurt, they're just going to give Bucky the ball like 16, 17 times a game. He's just not that kind of player.
No,
he's not that kind of player.
I'm not super in on Bucky, to be honest with you.
Former Minnesota guy too.
See, I don't watch the Gophers, so I did not even know that. If I'm being totally honest with you, I did not know that.
I'm a huge Gophers fan. Huge Gophers.
Oh,
fan.
Are you really?
Yeah, they're gonna be good this year. I'm telling you, they are gonna be good. Maybe not like they're not going to the national championship probably, but I think they're like they can flirt with like like you might look up in like week 8 and you're like what there's a path where the Gophers could make like the Big Ten championship. I truly think that's the kind of team they have this year. But
you're saying now is the time to jump on the bandwagon. If I want to say that I was on the bandwagon before they got good, I got to get on now.
Get on now. They have a transfer quarterback. They got rid of Athan Calamacanis, who was awful. 4-star prospect, but he's awful. He transferred to Rutgers, but he was really bad. They were, I think, they were going to use him this year. They got this guy named Max Brosmer, who's actually the quarterback with Dylan Lauby out in New Hampshire.
Oh.
He led the league in FCS passing last year. Again, FCS player, but he led the league like crazy stats in the FCS. He's I think a senior this year. I think this might be his last year of eligibility, I think, or he might have one more year. But the running back's really good. Darius Taylor, Daniel Jackson's great. Receiver. They got some transfers from some defensive stuff. They've hammered away at recruiting. So I'm really happy about the state of the program, and we'll see how it all turns out. I didn't go to the U, but I went to Minnesota Duluth. But yeah, so
connected. It's all connected. I went there for law school. Did not go. I went to D3 school for undergrad. So it is my only connection to a big school where you can cheer. And of course, I'm from Minnesota. So of the the big schools, they are the one that I do theoretically cheer for. I just don't actually watch them a lot.
That's tough. This is tough. This is a tough statement right here. I was at the Axe game last year. Oh my God. Yeah, row the boat. Row the boat, Sky Mago Gophers. 2 picks away. Let's see. Can I need another tight end? I'm not going to lie. If my guy is there, I'm going to override any insight you're going to provide.
I mean, we have a very clear. Okay.
Week 10 bye though. I don't. We could go 3 tight ends though.
Let's go 3 tight ends. Yeah, because we did not take Njoku super early. Like we can go 3 tight ends in this build. That was going to be my suggestion. So beautiful. Same page.
Noah Fant. If we're looking at just, I think the Puppy 2 contest, I have. Oh, this isn't the contest. If we look at all my teams, I think is what it was. Bowers. I have 44% Bowers in this contest alone. Like 25 teams. And it's going to be higher after this. But if we're looking at just the 2024 drafts, 189 teams so far. Noah Fant's my most drafted player at 27.5%. I am all in.
He's a good pick.
I've never been on Noah Fant before this year, which makes me feel a little more optimistic. It's not like this take clock thing, where it's like I might have it with like with Kyle Pitts. I have take clock. I will admit. I'm going to draft Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
So, but with Fant, it's like I love, like we mentioned. So it's the passing thing that's a huge part of it. It's the fact that both those tight ends that were stealing, these catches, these touchdowns from him, Colby Parkinson, Will Dissly, both gone. They re-signed Noah. I think the biggest part, Noah Fant got $21 million a year, $21 million, $10.5 million a year. Kyle Pitts is going to make $10.5 million off the franchise tag this year for Atlanta. Like they paid him legit money for a guy who's not really done that much in the league. So I'm really fired up about what Noah Fant could do this year with the new OC, with the play calling, with the fact that it's going to be a ton of 11, no more 12. I'm fired up about Noah Fant. But what are we thinking here?
Well, we probably want to throw. We don't need to throw another tight end in there, but that would be my preference to do another one at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Could go.
Luke McCaffrey, I like here. Luke McCaffrey that's pretty good. Late 17 round pick or early. Yeah, I like McCaffrey there.
Do you? I'm going to ask a disgusting question. Outside of Colton Sutton, are you drafting any Denver receivers?
I am. Because so I really like the Bengals for one thing. So part of it is I'll throw on a Marvin Mims or even a Troy Franklin late. I think that I think they're all honestly pretty good bets where they go in drafts. Like I think around pick 170 is where you have to take a Troy Franklin or a Marvin Mims. It's a question for me which one of them is going to be the better pick, but I think one of them is pretty likely to be decent. So I don't have a strong take on Marvin Mims versus Troy Franklin. I guess my slight preference would probably be Mims, just because he's got an extra year on him. He looked pretty good when he actually got the ball. Rarely last year he looked pretty good. So I'm willing to make the bet. I think Mims slight preference for me, but I do take them in part as runbacks for Broncos stacks. I also really like. Bengals stack. I also really like Broncos as a late round stack, like as a backstacking option. Bo Nix is a quarterback that I expect to play from the start of the year. Like he's one of the few rookie quarterbacks who I think is going to play all year. I think Sean Payton wants to prove that he got the right quarterback. So yeah, I actually don't hate taking or even throwing on a Dulcich in the last round with Nix. I don't hate taking some Broncos.
I would like to call fake news on Utah Sports because I was very devastated when I read this comment, but I had to fact check it to make sure. He got 3 years, 22 million. Colby Parkinson did 7.5 year, not 10.5 year. Noah Fan clears. That's what
Okay.
he said.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that can't be true. I was gonna actually die inside if that was true. All right,
but maybe he's good. Maybe Parkinson's good.
Maybe he is. Who knows? The Rams tight end too. Like if you want to get a little Rams a little late. It's Parkinson and who's the other guy there? There's one more guy. It's
Davis Allen.
Davis Allen. Yeah, Davis Allen. Who who was like around 20 pick on the big board, but like now nobody cares about him.
Right. Well, because of Parkinson, I assume.
Yeah. But it's funny, like Parkinson doesn't really get drafted that much either, I feel like.
True. Like, yeah, neither. I think it's just the murkiness. Like people shy away from murkiness. Yeah, which is probably smart in June, to be honest, to shy away to some extent.
And Higbee didn't even he obviously got hurt in the play. It was in the playoffs that he got hurt, but like he didn't even do anything last year. He had 70 targets, 47 catches, 495 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So like it's not even like he did anything that much either. I think Puka, they're gonna feed families with Puka, that running back duo, and then Cooper Kupp too. Yeah. Where are you at on Cooper Kupp? Because I kind of like him as like a 3rd, 4th round pick.
Yeah, I think that he's fine. Like, I wish that I could tell you that I'm super into him, because I love it when you can get a guy who like feels dusty but still has huge upside. I have some slight concerns about the health with Cooper Kupp. Mm-hmm. And just like I kind of think maybe Puka has just proven himself to the point where like we're never actually going to see Cooper Kupp as that true alpha again, because I think Puka might just be as good or better than Cooper Kupp. So I think he's a fine pick where he goes. Like he's obviously proven it before.
What tight end do you like here?
Could go Juwan. I don't hate that.
Yeah, a little injury just on him.
Who are our quarterbacks again?
Well, we have Mahomes and Gino. So really nothing there.
I'd be fine with Juwan. He's probably fully healthy by week 10.
Yeah. I guess I'm maybe not really as read up on his injury, but is he good? Like, did they say for sure he's going to miss week 1?
I think he's going to miss some time during training camp, but I think that he is probably back pretty early in the year.
Yeah.
Just a matter of like, is he gonna? How long is it gonna take him to get fully up to speed? I don't know. It's definitely not one of my strengths. Knowing how to like anticipate how injuries are going to affect players is something I outsource very much, and I don't have a good read on the situation there.
There you go. Well, we have to live up to Thad's donation. We are going to review both drafts, and we can also break down his team, and because he's in your lobby, I think too. Yep. So we should probably break down his team, but we'll break down this one really quick. Oh, I hate when that happens. Puppy 2. There we go. Okay. So we got Mahomes, Gino, Achane, Kenneth Walker, Jalen Warren, Blake Corum, Jalen Wright. Really good value on that Jalen Wright pick. I love that. Tyreek Hill, DK, Hollywood. A lot of burners on this team. I just realized a lot of burners. Hollywood, DK, and Tyreek is our top 3. Judy, Polk. I love the receiver room, actually. I think I like the way that's shaped up. Also, too, we avoided some week 6 buys with our last couple picks there as well. And then our tight end room, Bowers, Fant, and Juwan Johnson. Let's break down yours, too, real quick.
My team here, I'll pull up mine. I go 3 quarterback: Jordan Love, Derek Carr, JJ McCarthy. I have Travis Etienne, Joe Mixon, Zeke Elliott, Marshawn Lloyd, Ray Davis, Jaleel McLaughlin. So got a lot of your guys at running back. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Jaden Reed, Rashid Shaheed, Romeo Dobbs, Demarcus Robinson, and a tight end, Evan Ingram and Jonnu Smith. So a little bit thin at tight end, maybe with just Evan Ingram and Jonnu Smith, but I like the floor that Ingram brings. Might be okay. And then if you want me, I can. Do you want me to do Thad's team?
Let's do Thad teams real quick. Yeah, let's hear it.
Thad has Patrick Mahomes, Will Levis at quarterback. At running back, he has Christian McCaffrey, Devin Achane, Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears. Wide receiver, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Jerry Jeudy, Darnell Mooney, Rashad Bateman, DJ Chark, Chase Claypool, Tez Walker, and at tight end, Pat Fryermuth, Chigakonkwa. So he has Mahomes stacked.
A lot of running backs.
Hollywood, a lot of elite running backs, as you would expect from Thad. McCaffrey, Achane, Walker. Walker is past ADP. Jones, and then he gets both of the Tennessee back. So he does the handcuffing himself with Pollard and Tyjae back to back, both a little bit ahead of ADP. Sort of interesting there, but they are paired with Will Levis. So is Will Levis with both running backs and Chigakonkwo, none of the wide receivers. That's kind of interesting. Looks like a solid enough team.
I'm a big Tyjae Spears guy. I love drafting Tyjae Spears. It's funny because I was historically out on him before free agency, and then after free agency, because I love the player, just hated it. He was like RB17 in the pre-draft process before free agency. It's like, this guy's not a 3. They're going to bring somebody in, or they're going to draft somebody. They bring Pollard in, but now where he's going, I'm like, I'm in. Like, I love the player, I just hated the price, but now I still love the player, and now I love the price. So I'm in on Tyjae Spears right now.
Hell yeah.
But, all right. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Again, you guys can go find Neil's channel down in the description. This was fun, man. We got to do this again sometime.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
I haven't played this outro in a while. Usually I play the one of the Lil Yachty AI thing, but because we're both from Minnesota, because we're both fans of the one and only the Minnesota Timberwolves, we're going to go out like we did every day during the playoffs. Take it away.